question. What to Christ is going on at Red Bull Racing? Like, I swear this Horner thing, I swear to God, it's been going on since early, it feels like it's been going on forever. How is this still a thing that's going on? So we all came to the basics of it. There was allegations made against Horner, and then it came out on just before the race weekend started, the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend, it came out that it had all been, like, dismissed toward it one way, but then right after that, there was an email sent out to like tons of journalists of like a Google Drive folder of like messages like produced to apparently involve Horner and to do with the whole thing or the basics of it. Who knows if those messages are genuine or not? Horner has refused to say. But then there's the latest bit of news, which is why I'm decided to make in this video. Jos Verstappen opened his mouth. So according to the father of Max Verstappen, the controversy around the Red Bull team principal Christian Horner is driving people apart. He said that it cannot continue this way and that the controversy is not good for the team. Jos Verstappen has also denied that he was the source of the initial leaks to the Dutch media. And to be honest, I still kind of suspect that he is the one that leaked it, but well, it wouldn't surprise me if he was. But of course, he denies it, saying, "Why would I do that? Max has a contract with Red Bull until 2028. It's performing great and feels at home here. I have no interest in that at all." But as well as saying that the controversy is probably driving people apart in the team, Jos Verstappen also said that the Red Bull would apparently explode if Horner remained in his position. So Red Bull have said that there's no issues here, the team's united, they're focused on racing, which you would expect them to say. You know, you'd expect them to say, oh, they're focused on racing, they're focused on winning every single race this season with Max, which, I'm gonna be honest, given he won the Bahrain Grand Prix 22 seconds ahead of his own bloody teammate, I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see him win every race. That Red Bull is a hell of a lot quicker than they shoe in testing and practice. In race trim, anyway. Qualifying, it does seem to be a bit more closer, but regardless. What's interesting is also apparently the FIA president, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, went to Max Verstappen and asked him if he would back Horner publicly. So basically the gist is Jos Verstappen ain't happy with Christian Horner. Who's surprised. But apparently Jos Verstappen is understood to have told friends his son will move on from Red Bull if Christian Horner stays at Red Bull. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much I believe that. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it that Max will leave Red Bull. He seems to be pretty freaking happy where he is. And on a matter of Max Verstappen's racing contract, I'd be more likely to believe the son rather as the father, given the son is the one who's racing. But regardless, we move on. But apparently, and again, this goes for everything else in this video, just take it for what you will. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing. How true or false things are, we don't exactly know. But apparently, Red Bull CEO Oliver Mintzlaff, I butchered that pronunciation. If anybody knows how to correctly pronounce that, please let me know in the comments. He apparently already decided to dismiss Christian Horner on the 2nd of February, i.e. the day after a certain Lewis Hamilton single-handedly broke F1 social media. An official press release had already been prepared, however Horner didn't want to accept the dismissal and called in his lawyers, who intervened at Red Bull in that place. Imagine if that had actually come to fruition and Horner had been, like, dismissed, sacked, and that'd come out in the days after the Hamilton big news. Everyone was just coming down from that, and then boom, Christian Horner is leaving his role as team principal. That would have been a wild few days. It was a wild few days anyway, but imagine that on top of it. And Mintzlaff was also apparently certain that things would rule against Horner, as the evidence was overwhelmingly against him, but he was secretly appalled by Horner's behaviour. He was of the opinion that Red Bull would not be able to keep Horner after what he had seen and read, but of course things didn't go that way. Horner's still in his position. For now, anyway, we definitely have not seen the end of this. I mean, not now that Jos Verstappen has opened his mouth, but this whole thing with Christian Horner is such a mess. It's all such a freaking mess. And Total Wolf has been stirring the freaking pot as well. Apparently, Total Wolf was at a meeting with Jos Verstappen, no shocks, it's him, in the Bahrain paddock, where he asked about the possibility of Verstappen joining Mercedes in 2025. And then Toto had responded, anything is possible. Well, yeah, no shit, anything's possible. Lewis is going to Ferrari. We got into anything is possible territory with the driver market a month ago. But quite frankly, I don't see that happening. I do not. That would be a downgrade, quite frankly. Max is in a brilliant place with Red Bull right now. He's got a brilliant car. He seems to be comfortable. Whereas we don't know anything more than like what we see and what we can observe from the outside. So maybe behind closed doors he's not happy. But I mean, he's winning. He has a great car. Why would he leave? You know, I don't see that changing, you know, in 2025. You know, Red Bull are probably still going to be the team to beat next year. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors? I don't see it happening. You know, I just don't. This whole thing is just dragging on way longer than it probably should be dragging on for. I mean, just a couple days before the announcement came up of it, the whole case being just like sorted and all that. Then Ford had came out that Ford had sent a letter to Red Bull apparently that they weren't happy with the transparency of it all, and that, you know, they had been asked for Red Bull to be more transparent with them. They weren't happy with how long things were taking. Understandable that they were annoyed. I'd imagine they're still annoyed that this is still freaking dragging on. And that is the thing, the transparency. Like, Red Bull have been a bit sweep it under the rug with all this. And I was like, no, let's just sweep it under the rug. It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing going on here. There's nothing to see here.
Move on! Nothing to see here! Please disperse! Nothing to see here!
There is, in fact, something to see there, and it's a lack of transparency. And this whole thing, it cannot be... All of this is not a good look on Formula One. I'm going to be brutally honest. The fact that it's still dragging on, we're not seeing the end of this anytime soon. Like, all of this is just like, as I've seen reported. Of course, we don't know anything for absolute certainty. This is just what was being seen in the news. Who knows, maybe Horner will actually end up getting dismissed as team principal. Maybe he will end up getting the boot. Or maybe he'll leave voluntarily. Who knows? But quite frankly, I don't see him leaving voluntarily, actually. But, point remains, we ain't seeing the end of this for a while. I'm gonna be brutally honest. What do you think about this whole Horner situation? Because it's such a big mess. It's a little bit beyond ridiculous. It's beyond the joke at this point. It's beyond ridiculous that we're still speaking about this, that it's still going on. My God. Didn't this start before? No, this started around about just not long after the Hamilton thing, right? Because I remember I did a video of like recapping like news and that had been going on. And I remember mentioning it in that video. Yeah, that was the 6th of February I did that video. Formula One is chaos right now. This is what's been happening. I did that video almost a month ago. This has been going on for almost a month. I am lost for words, quite frankly. This has been another thought vomit video, but I just wanted to just do a quick video, the recent news of what's been going on with Christian Horner. What's your thoughts about all this stuff with Horner? You know, what do you think about all this? Do you see him actually getting boosted out? Do you think we're going to see the end of this anytime soon? Because we're not seeing the end of this anytime soon. Do you see Max leaving Red Bull over this? I mean, Jos Verstappen is clearly kind of thinking, you know, it's us or Horner. Which, if it does come down to the Verstappens at Red Bull or Horner at Red Bull, which way do you see it going? You know, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like. I don't know what this video has been, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.